welcome back to Kentucky 178. And it's us again. I'm Rachel.
Saphira. I'm Shanice.
So today we are going to interview a student from Singapore. So come and join us.
Hello.
Welcome. Go in and take a seat there first.
So good morning, Richard. We are from Kentucky 178, and I'm Rachel.
I'm Shanice and I'm Saphira.
Hi. So we are from International University of Batam. So today thank you for sharing with us about your lifestyle in Singapore. So may I know how is it living in Singapore?
Singapore is a small country with a large population, and the people there are generally pretty kiasu. So like say, currently in Singapore we have this new food store called A&W, which I believe in Indonesia there is a lot of stores already. But because in Singapore it's a pretty new store, so even you go in the morning, at night, or even non-working hours or working hours, where the timing where you expect that there will be the least number of people there, you'll still see a long queue. Why? Because Singaporeans are pretty kiasu. They are very into food, especially nice food like A&W. And also because that I was a student there, so if you see that in the morning, usually around 6 a.m., 7 a.m. when you take the public transport, it's pretty like, it's a peak hour in Singapore. So be it you take the bus or you take the train or the MRT there, it's always full of people. So you'll see the kids having the sad faces of needing to go to school, or you'll see the adults having the grumpy faces that they need to work, and they usually have a pretty bad temper because they are tired for the day, don't have enough sleep, and also they don't look really friendly. So you don't expect them to be like Americans where when they see you, they will like smile at you and say good morning, how's your day, that kind of stuff. But when you look at them, they'll probably give you this stare. The kind of stare. This kind of stare. So they will be really unfriendly, but if you smile at them and say, hi, good morning, how's your day? Then they'll be like, oh, hey, it's pretty nice, what about yours? That kind. So yeah. And also staying in Singapore, you can't miss out the good food. The food there is nice and pretty cheap. If you consider the Singaporeans pay, you eat the Singaporean food will be pretty cheap. So food like the chai tau kueh, the fried carrot cake, and then laksa also is pretty famous in Singapore, and also nasi lemak, that kind. So all this food is actually pretty nice. So staying in Singapore, living in Singapore is actually a pretty good experience for those who have not been there yet, because we also have we are a multiracial society. So if you want to eat food, not only can you eat the Chinese food like those lamin kind of stuff, you can also eat the Malay nasi lemak, mee rebus, lontong. You can eat the Indian prata, the nasi biryani. You can also eat the Western style, those fish and chip, all those kind of stuff. So there's a wide varieties of food for you to choose from.
Okay.
What things that I like in Singapore?
The things that I like in Singapore, actually Singapore is famous for being safe. You know that actually you can go out and come home at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night and still expect yourself to reach home safely, unlike countries like America or Indonesia where, like even India, in the broad daylight you can get raped, that kind of stuff. Singapore is actually pretty safe because there is law and order. For whatever things you do wrong, the government will actually impose all the crimes on you. Then if you do a crime, and then you will be punished for it. So it's actually pretty safe, and no one really dares to do any bad stuff or commit a crime there. So safety is one thing that I really like. And the second thing that I really like is the food there is also nice. I like the food there. And lastly is how convenient it is. Because let's say I want to get from point A to point B. So maybe for countries like Indonesia or countries that are not so as well developed as Singapore, when you want to get from here to here, maybe the bus will like move here, and then come to this point. But for Singapore, they actually have many routes. A straight route like that, or that kind of stuff for people not only who wants to come from here to here, but they also provides alternatives. Let's say I want to go from here to here to here. They have many different kinds of ways for you to get there as soon as possible and as convenient as possible. So if I have a friend living in, let's say, Tampines and I live in Clementi, it is actually pretty easy for us to meet also. It's very convenient. So yeah, those are the few things that I like about it.
We know that living in Singapore is very expensive. Do you think it's true?
Well, if you want to talk about how expensive it is, you need to compare. Let's say if I'm an Indonesian and I earn maybe like, what's the average pay in Indonesia? 3 juta. So 3 juta, if you change it to Singapore's currency, it's actually around 300 Singapore dollars, right? So 300 Singapore dollars, if you go to Singapore and you eat a meal, let's say a normal pork fishball noodle, the average price is around $3-4. That's like 1/100 of your pay. So like you eat 100 meals of mee pok, your money is gone, that kind. So to Indonesians, it might be expensive, but if you ask the Americans, are Singapore food expensive? You ask the Australians those kind of questions, they will say, "Hell no, man, it's cheap," because the food, the price of the food in their country is much more expensive than Singapore. And their currency is strong also. So when they eat Singaporean food, they might find it cheap. But then of course, Australian foods, American foods are more expensive because it is in a larger portion. So when they eat their own food, and then when they eat Singaporean food, they will find it cheap. But then they will find a smaller portion, so they will need to eat 2 meals of the normal average size. But then if you ask Singaporeans themselves, do you think your food is expensive? Do you think your food is cheap? They will say, oh, it's normal. Because they are getting a pretty high salary. And it is actually enough for them to buy that kind of food. Maybe expensive to you, but not expensive to the Australians, that kind of stuff. So it actually depends on who you're talking to. Yeah, but personally, I feel that it's okay lah. There's always things for inflation. So as the years pass by, it will slowly increase. So I think it's fine.
How do you manage your budget?
My budget, if say today I feel pretty rich, I decided, hey, I want to spend a lot of money today. I will eat McDonald's, KFC. But then if say today I feel like I want to save some money, I go out maybe to school. I don't want to eat at the school. I want to save that $3, $4. So what I will do is that I will probably tell my parents there and say like, hey, tomorrow I want to bring my own food to school. I want to like rice. So can you like help me buy the fish and chip? So like just throw 2 inside and then fry 2 eggs for me, and then that will be enough. So like you try to eat as simple as possible so that it will be as cheap as possible, so you don't have to spend so much on food outside. Because when you buy yourself, you cook yourself, it's always much cheaper.
So thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
So guys, that's all from us. If you want to know more about the education in Singapore, you can watch our next video. Don't forget to